Hello and welcome to a Smurp video, and today we're looking at another Hasbro product, Transformers Legacy. Hero is Born. You can see the box is actually quite a chunky beast, which is interesting. I'm just going to take my camera off my stand because I feel like I'll be able to show you better, but that's a nice picture of Orion Pax. Damage beyond repair on the back. They have this whole, what they are. And then on the side, we have Alpha Trion. And then on top, which I've shown you. And on the bottom is, well, it's just his foot. There we go. So let's get them open so we can have a closer look at these new figures. Okay, so here they are out of the box. So, firstly, I brought mine from Hasbro Pulse because they made this the Hasbro Pulse exclusive this year. Now we know that Hasbro are doing local distributors bad with, for example, G.I. Joe. They're making them only Hasbro Pulse. So this was a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Secondly, this was originally 84 quid. Woo, wow, I did not expect that, but I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered actually thinking that, oh, I'm going to have like ages to worry about this pre-order. And it was literally ready. It took the money out of my bank and was coming towards me the next day. And then a couple of days later, they announced that there was an error. This was meant to be 70 quid. Now, I did a bit of maths. I did some maths, yep, I did that. So originally Scourge would have been about 30 quid, between 30 and 35. Cup would have been about 25. So what's that? So if we say it's about 50 quid, and then what, 20 quid for the globe? It's absolutely bonkers in my mind, the price for retooling. Now, I would have personally preferred, and these look fantastic, by the way. Let me be clear, I like how these look. But I still would have preferred that Alpha Trion didn't need an ART mode. There was no ART mode for Alpha Trion, so they didn't need to actually create that. He looks amazing. They could have just taken this kit on the back. It doesn't need that ART mode. So a little bit annoying about that. Orion Pax actually looks pretty decent as well, although once again it's just they've taken Cup's body, they've sort of redone some of the markings, and they've added a new head sculpt, which is it. And then they come with so Alpha Trion comes with a gun, Orion Pax comes with a gun. He also comes with the Bar Week, Rana Week, Mini Bong, which I thought was odd. And then we get the key to Vector Sigma, which is probably the biggest prize of this pack, if I'm being honest with you. It looks absolutely amazing. I do like that a great deal. And if we look at the globe, it's great. It has a stand as well. I really do dig the stand, and you can literally just put that in there. And it just sits very, very nicely. Or, you know what, they can hold it. Or you can get your, I don't have a Megatron. You can get your Megatron to start changing things into metal, etc. That's the sort of noise it makes, by the way. So there we go. So that's how it looks. So let's move that away. Very happy with the Vector Sigma. Now, Vector Sigma and the key to Vector Sigma is a very famous two-part episode, which the Stunticons and Aerobots were created. So one for the roads for the Decepticons, which were mainly flyers, and for the Autobots, they made Aerobots to deal with some of the flying aspects. So they did that. So after those two episodes, they created one of my favorite all-time G1 episodes, War of Dawn. Dawn of War. War of Dawn? I feel like I'm saying things wrong. I could be saying them wrong. I could be saying them right. I don't know. And then we got the origin stories of Alpha Trion, who sacrificed himself in Key to Victor Sigma, so we learn more about him when he was younger, and Orion Pax, which ultimately becomes the mighty Optimus Prime after being killed by Megatron. So in the comics, Orion Pax is pretty much Optimus Prime, but in this he was actually damaged, rebuilt by Alpha Trion to tackle the Decepticon problem. Bear in mind, that was, we probably only had a couple of things. So just let me get my camera to focus. You are not focusing, are you? You can see this beautiful head sculpt there. He's got what looks like glasses. I don't remember them being glasses in the show, but they look like glasses. And remember, the last Alpha Trion, they tried using Astro Train as a body. It was just awful. I think I brought my son that figure. And he's got beautiful Autobot Sigma there. And the colors and the body art actually fit with what I remember. Now, I'm not going to lie. I haven't specifically gone and watched a G1. So if I'm saying things wrong, I could be saying them wrong. You know, I apologize. And, you know, the decor is pretty much the same all the way through. And then at the back, you got the usual kibble, which I don't like. I feel like if they found a way to disconnect this, I don't know about you, but I feel like I would want to disconnect this section, because for me, Alpha Trion doesn't need an alt mode. He never did. That's not what it's about. So in terms of articulation, now, because of the beard, you can no longer rotate this head all the way around, but it does have some movement there. The arm can go sort of up, sort of down, but not all the way around. Up like that. You get a swivel there, and a single there, and then nothing on the hand. He has a swivel at the waist. If I move that out of the way, he can do the 4 splits. Once he has some rotation there at the ball joint. And then up there, because of this kibble at the back, you can get that all the way up there with a little bit of clever maneuvering. He has the bit that goes in and out like that. And there is some movement on the foot with a little bit of a lefty and a righty. There we go. And if you want, you can add his gun into his hands and blast people. I don't remember Alpha Trion really. I think he knew his weaknesses, and he was always kind of smart about things in terms of how, for example, if you remember the time they responded to Soundwave when he broke in, he very clever said, oh, I have a key over here. And I think he used something to blast him, etc., before getting beating the crap out of. Now, in terms of Orion Pax, let's have a closer look at him. That is a very, very nice head sculpt. Looks very, very cool. Very perfect. I feel like the body, it's actually a good size for the body, because he was like a small little truck thingy, majiggy, whatever you want to call them. But there are a couple of moments where you can see like the paintwork bleed through, or they haven't sorted out very well. That sort of stuff's very disappointing. In there, you can see some red inside the hand, which I find a little bit weird and bizarre. It is bizarre. Now you can add this little piece on here if you want. I find it a bit weird that it's in there. Personally, am I right or am I wrong? Am I just talking rubbish? I could be talking rubbish here. Maybe I did that wrong. Anyhow, I could not stick that on there. And then he comes with a little, I'm sorry if that's not focused. He comes with a little blaster. So if he wants, he can go like that. Although there's a turbo shot because his girlfriend Arrow was damaged. Oh, he can come apart just like Cup as well if you want him to. Yeah, that's there. So in terms of articulation, the head can go round, it can look down, it can look up, it can go around and all the way up like that. Has a almost like a double joint there. The hands do nothing, which is disappointing. Oh, no, there is movement there. I can swing if I want to. Can do all the splits. If you want, you could take his leg off as well, if you like to do things like that. That would actually be quite cool, because this figure does get, this character gets blasted into oblivion until Alpha Trion saves him, and then like that you can do that, which is pretty cool. So I dig that. So there we go, some dickery-do. So they look very good. I do like them. Do I think it's worth this amount of money? Damn straight I don't think it's worth that amount of money. They've literally repainted and just added on some new heads. I'm not seeing any major retool in here. Although the key to Victor Sigma is a nice little touch. I do like that. Anyhow, let's transform them and have a look at their art modes that we have pretty much seen before, just in different colors, because they are more than meets the eyes. They are the color formers now. All right, so here are the two figures transformed into their art modes. And I'll be honest, we've seen these art modes a few times now. Cup twice. He's had an animated Cup and normal Cup from the Studio series. And at first I didn't like the transformation when I got that figure, but I like the transformation now. It is fun, it is easy, and you know, for some reason I perhaps haven't connected something right there because that's not sticking, but it does look like a nice little truck. And that's what Orion Pax was. He was like this sort of little weird shipment truck sort of thing, if I remember rightly. So, which is cool. And Alpha Trion, like I said, he never had an art mode, so not entirely fussed about it. But the fact that he does is pretty decent. And once again, this transformation was pretty decent. I always did enjoy transforming these, and they've done a stellar job. I guess the difference with this is you no longer get the effect that Scourge we've had, that we've stuck on the front of his head and just pops out. Going on the side, it's very simple purple. It's got like what looks like a little cockpit there, which is different. And if you want, you can still have the little head out, which probably looks a little bit freaky, but you know, they do look pretty cool together. So, you know, for all my griping that these are retools, they look pretty decent in alt mode. So let's wrap up this video. So just to wrap this up, I'll be honest with you, I never did intend to buy this set. I knew it was going to be ridiculously overpriced. I knew what it was, but I did it anyway. I did it because it gives me an opportunity to review something and share my thoughts on it. The fact that they are just retools and repaints, the fact that the molds were already created, tells me that the price is a little bit steep. So literally you get 50 quid for two figures and then 20 quid for a globe and a Vector Sigma key. But hey, we all want, those G1 fans will want this. And that's the thing, Hasbro know that we're gonna pay 70 quid for a set, which is bonkers in my mind. And sometimes I have to question why I'm buying some of this stuff as well. I need to assess that. So maybe it's me reassessing what I buy and collect and review. So maybe it's time that I ducked out of Transformers. I'm not sure. You know, I certainly don't collect them to keep them anymore, which perhaps I would have done before. But hey, anyway, I've had a little whinge there. Anyway, I hope you liked my video. Please subscribe if you do. If you like whinging, I'm your man. Make sure you look after yourself. It's very important these days. If you are subscribed, thank you for your support already. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourself. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Goodbye.